What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and we're kicking off our power rankings heading into Week 7 of the college football season with the SEC. We'll have our power rankings today and tomorrow. Also later today, we have the playoff eliminator. I'm doing it a little bit different this week. I think it's going to be pretty cool, so make sure you watch out for that video. All right, here we go. In the SEC, top 3 teams still Alabama, Georgia, Auburn. No change here. And I've said that I think Alabama is still a step, a level just above Georgia and Auburn. That does not mean that I think that Georgia and Auburn cannot beat Alabama. I actually think that they can. And as of right now, I'm going to stick with my pick of Auburn beating Alabama at the end of the season at home. But Georgia could do that as well in the SEC championship potentially. So I think that Georgia and Auburn really are the only 2 teams that can beat Alabama. I don't think they would be favored in that game, obviously. Alabama still, I think, is, again, a little bit better than them. But I think the gap is closing, and I think Georgia and Auburn are both getting better week to week. And it's going to be very interesting to see, especially with Auburn playing Georgia and Alabama, and then potentially Georgia again in the SEC championship if they can beat Alabama. It's going to be a pretty interesting end of the season in the SEC if Auburn and Georgia continue to win. All right, next tier we've got Texas A&M, Mississippi State, and LSU. Actually, I think I moved Texas A&M up because they played Alabama so tough. They are really improved from where they were to start the season. Kellen Mond is playing very well for them. Mississippi State was off this week, and I don't know, that I may still have them a little bit too high. We need to see them play. They got beat pretty bad by Auburn and Georgia. Those are 2 really good teams. So I want to see Mississippi State play against some of these other teams in the SEC to really get a better idea of where they should fall in these power rankings. And LSU, number 6, they got a big win. It shows you they've got the potential, they've got the talent. If they play really, really hard, they've got a chance to win some games. And they welcome Auburn into Baton Rouge this Saturday. That's going to be a huge game. I think LSU's got a real shot in that game. So, yeah, watch out for that game. I think it'll be a good one. And it did get picked by CBS as the game of the week there for the 2:30 game. They had waited until yesterday to decide that. All right, just below those teams, we've got the next tier, Kentucky, South Carolina, and Florida. I think these teams are all pretty even. We saw Kentucky actually play South Carolina and Florida already, beat both of them. Or they did not beat Florida. They should have beaten Florida, I should say. That's why Kentucky a little bit ahead. Kentucky still has a lot in front of them. They're still alive in the SEC East, but they just haven't looked that good the last few weeks. So that's why I've got them still down at 7. Based off their record, maybe you'd think I'd have them up at like 4, but I need to see them play a little bit better. South Carolina played really good this past weekend. Don't count them out just yet. And then Florida, I know it's not looking good right now, but you cannot count them out. You never know what's going to happen in the Florida-Georgia game. Georgia still has to play Auburn as well. So I think all 3 of these teams have a slight chance to win the East, but it's really all Georgia. I don't see it happening now anymore. So let's go to the next tier of teams, and this is the bottom. This is the worst teams in the SEC: Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Missouri, and Arkansas. Ole Miss and Missouri move up just a little bit. Ole Miss, especially in the second half against Auburn, showed some life, and I think they're going to win a few games here at the end of the season. Missouri also showed that they're not. They got that offense going against Kentucky. Played very well, probably the best game they played all year, even though they lost. Arkansas, though, is just, it's bad for them right now. They don't even act like they care. So yeah, they're going to be in last place this week. Vanderbilt just gets blown out by Georgia. I don't know what's going on with them. They beat Kansas State. Kansas State now doesn't really appear to be that good. So maybe it was a little bit of, I wouldn't say luck, but fool's gold, I guess, with Vanderbilt. And Tennessee did not play this weekend, but it's just, I don't know about them. They looked decent in that first game against Georgia Tech. They looked okay against Florida, even though they lost. But since then, it just hasn't been too good for Tennessee. We'll see. I think they still have the potential to rise up from the bottom of these power rankings. They probably have the most potential out of these 5 teams. So we'll see if they can get it done. But that's it for this week's power rankings. We're going to continue. We'll do the Big 10 and ACC today, Big 12 and Pac-12 tomorrow, and also our playoff eliminator later today, one of the most popular videos here on the channel. So make sure you watch out for that one. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.